Very welcome to this session. We really want to start right away because our time, we need to utilize every minute. And we are recording this session. And we hope everyone who comes later, they will be able to join us on the way, and others will be able to refer to the recording that we are going to be sharing. So yesterday we had the first session of the EdTech Clubs course. And today we are looking into the second session. Yesterday we looked at the introduction about the course, about the Edify EdTech exhibition. We looked at sustainability of clubs, not just for the exhibition, but having them active in schools so that learners can be able to learn more and can explore technology and integrate it in their lives, their academics, whatever they are doing, and come up with impactful community projects. We also looked at coming up with a problem statement, aligning it with a theme for the competition that we have, in this case, creating impact through technology and Christian values. So we had a deep discussion on that, and we proceeded and discussed some sample projects briefly, but then we said today we are going to be looking at creative multimedia. Tomorrow we shall look at STEM and robotics, coding and app development on Thursday, website creation and digital publishing on Friday, and we shall conclude with pitching and exhibition preparation. And we also talked about touch typing, a digital skill for the 21st century learner. We encourage teachers to download Typing Master and let learners practice so that those who have the highest typing speed will be able to win prizes based on the competition which we shall have. So for today, I want to welcome our speaker, Mr. Denis, who is going to be taking us through day 2. And I hope, Mr. Ogisha, you are there. We don't want to waste your much time.
We expect to discuss the following. One, we want to look at the basics of digital storytelling. I'll first share with you briefly on what this category entails. And then after that, we'll basically look at what underlies digital storytelling. We also look at how to design posters and infographics, that is by utilizing Canva. And yes, Destiny. Destiny, your microphone is open. Please, you can choose to use the chat for sharing feedback. I don't know whether it was urgent that you opened the microphone. Destiny?
I'm sorry, Mr. Mukasa. I'm sorry.
Mr. Mukasa. All right. Okay. Please, thank you for the instant feedback. So we'll try to show you the basics in creating and editing videos. And we shall also show you YouTube and social campaigns. And then we'll conclude with at least sample creative multimedia projects. Please note that this session is 2 hours. We've already utilized 17 minutes. I will use some few minutes for theory, and if time allows, we'll have to make some demonstrations. We want to also leverage some of the challenges you've been getting in this category. So feel free to use the chat to share any form of challenge that you may have encountered in the due course as you try to prepare your projects accordingly. For those who had selected creative multimedia as their category. All right, I think without wasting time, let us get deep in now our category. So our category, creative multimedia, helps you, the learners, to express your ideas visually through digital design, animations, and video editing. in this project, learners are creating multimedia like videos, audio, maybe, or infographics, but they are using those videos to tell their story, teach lessons, or create awareness about a given underlying problem in society. Their output could include series of posters. It could include animated lessons. It could include social promo content. There are skills that are very clear the learners will be developing along as they participate in this category. I believe ultimately they will develop creativity, because along the way in generating the stories, they have to exhibit high level of creativity to creating the content or the scripts. Besides creativity, even storytelling skill together with digital literacy and visual communication. So if learners chose this project, just know ultimately they are going to be powerful movie makers. Even besides movie makers, there'll be storytellers. Besides storytellers, there will be graphic designers, because Canva will help them to ultimately develop expertise in creating infographics for different subjects accordingly. Okay. Next here, I would love us to get into the basics of creative multimedia. One of the items, like I told you, we'll start with is storytelling. Now that you already understand that here learners are making multimedia, which is images or video, but they are telling a story, we also have to go through how best they can tell their story. So digital storytelling involves combining narrative multimedia elements like video, audio, text, and images to convey message. Learners here narrate their story, but this story is featuring a picture, or we are recording the very person talking, that's a video outcome. And in that story, they are sharing a message about something. They are trying to educate. They are trying to raise awareness about something. So that is what digital storytelling means. You tell the story like you share with any other person, but because it is digital, you are at least involving an audio, we are involving a picture, or we are recording the very person, or we have even a video to demonstrate to that very person of what the story is about. So for that reason, the components of that digital storytelling will have the following items. One of which is the story. Of course, the message has to be very clear. Clear would be like related to trying to factor in facts, or trying to bring in the clear goal of the message without trying to delay the viewer, delaying the person going to be listening or watching you as narrate the story. Of course, we also emphasize that the story has to be engaging. By engagement, we really mean that the narrator has to connect with the audience, because in this category, as you choose a project, you look at the school level and think about at school as having students, think about the area, the challenge, maybe there is bullying, and then think about the message which can engage the students to address bullying. I'll give examples ahead as we continue. Of course, besides that, it has to have emotions. Like, you know very well, stories evoke feelings. Like, a good story is that which really, when a person hears it, does not remain the same. It creates curiosity to know what is happening. There's much empathy a person is having at the end of the day. So your story should be empathetic. It should be one which, by a person listening, it is going to be convinced, or is going to be encouraged, or is going to be at least affected gradually. Finally, there should be visually appealing. They should be visually appealing. Of course, that's why we call them digital. They should integrate multimedia elements like audio, pictures, because you know it is saying a picture is worth 1,000 words. You know it very well that actions speak louder than words. But consider it boring just telling somebody a story for 2 hours, 1 hour. Because first of all, that person will bear a lot of tolerance to follow the story along. That means the story has to be very, very interesting. But if you use videos, you use images, they really capture attention and evoke curiosity. Of course, why we want to encourage those who have chosen this category, be proud, is because eventually digital stories are effective ways of communicating. If there are challenges to do with I've just centered on bullying because I remember those days at school. Lately, schools have rules and regulations. This may be very low, but in some instances, bullying, or maybe there could be challenges of environmental degradation. Your community where you're coming from, people are not aware, people are ignorant, and you want to consider creating stories that educates. So if you chose this category, it builds a very good platform to communicate because ultimately your video, your story will feature so much interviews, so many pictures that can really educate. Stories enhance understanding, retention, and empathy. And like I said, they are ideal for advocacy, education, and community engagement. Because I'm going to have time to feature some demonstrations, that's briefly what I would share about digital storytelling. I really loved to know a school on call, which is venturing this project. But along the way, I know I will have, please feel free to share through the chat. If you're hearing me very well and you are venturing this project, your project chosen is from this category, let me know through the chat. Feel free to, because here you'll have opportunity to share experiences later and also have the privilege to share guidance accordingly, aligned to what you are having on ground. Okay, let me give an example here briefly. We've said it's good digital storytelling should be having a story, should be engaging, should depict emotions, and should be visual appealing. You may have considered having a project labeled or titled Faith in Action, where you have a series of stories or series of media to build values, good values into the students. Maybe one of the value could be building is forgiveness. And here I have just a simple story. It's a script. I have Grace, I have Angel, and I have a teacher. There are 3 characters featuring this story. They are going to preach or they are going to share experiences that help people learn about forgiveness. And the key scripture is Matthew 6:14, which says, if you forgive others, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. So the story starts with a scene, which is the school compound. And the action begins with Grace crying. And then eventually Anna approaches Grace. Say, Grace, Anna calls, why are you crying? And then, of course, Grace breaks out and says, you broke my ruler and did say sorry. And now Anna says, I am sorry, Grace. I didn't mean to break it. I was rushing to draw my line. Grace pauses. It really hurts my feeling, but I forgive you. And then, of course, Anna says, thank you, Grace. I will bring you a new one tomorrow. Of course, the teacher walks in and then smiles. So that is a very short story. Eventually, it features all the components I've just talked about in the previous case. The first component, story, engagement, emotion, visual appealing. If you really shot this story or taught learners to shoot and others act and eventually prepare this story, the person who watches it is going to evoke emotion because it's going to be filled with empathy for grace. And automatically and ultimately at the end of the video, people will have learned about what? About forgiveness. So if you consider featuring in this category, then it means you're going to have very many videos of the similar kind. If your project's about faith in action, you can have several short stories or short documentaries that explain different values. Okay. Another problem could be about environmental awareness. Remember, I talked about advocacy. I said these digital storytelling are very ideal for advocacy. So it could also involve composing a song, and the song is entitled "The Ground is Holy." Maybe in your community or at your school, there is a neighborhood which practices deforestation. They cut trees, they really pollute the environment. Maybe they dispose rubbish poorly, and you really want to educate. So learners can compose a song like this kind. The lyrics of the song are, "The song is holy, no, the ground is holy. We are meant to care. Don't wait for others. Start right here. Clean up the soil. Breathe in the air. Let's protect God's gift. It is our only, it's only fair." So there are only two. There's a chorus and at least one stanza here and a break line. And so this is just an example of a script under the category of environmental awareness. We will see the projects later. I'm just bringing parts of a project, not a complete project. Let's continue, because if you're following me, this is going to be our hierarchy. For now, we've discussed basics of digital storytelling. While the educators look at your projects, for those who have selected this category, please make sure that the stories are very good. They are featuring the components we've talked about, because our educators or the judges would look at these elements. Later communications will be provided to you on the other features the project should have. But if it is under creative multimedia, these basics have to really feature that story along the way. Next, let's look at designing posters. Remember, in the category of creative multimedia, learners are creating multimedia, and you know what multimedia are. However, in this multimedia, they are telling a story, either through a video or creating infographics. So what are infographics and what are posters? Posters are simple, visually appealing designs that convey key information. Maybe you have a poster showing a tree planting. Somebody is explaining the dangers, or there is animated pictures, rather have like there are pictures showing the effects of tree cutting. So a poster can be used to convey information of the underlying problem as identified in your project. Of course, infographics are visual representation of data and information. When building these posters and infographics, we utilize Canva. There are many other offline tools. We have Adobe Illustrator. We have Adobe Photoshop to enhance those photos, among others. However, for this exhibition, we really advocated for Canva for its rich in templates and easier to use, of user friendliness associated with it. So like you see in the slide, it is really free. There are other premium plans that you can later consider going with, but even with the free, the normal accounts, you really have good tools to create professional level designs like you'll see the demonstrations ahead. So this program helps us to design posters, infographics through templates. There are also very many icons, there are images, there are fonts, there are color palettes that make designing very simple or that simplify designing. When using this program, we give a few tips. In your design, in your poster, exercise simplicity, limit text. You know, rules that we always follow when we are designing any form of piece of graphic or form of advert or flyer. You don't have to crowd it with a lot of text. Pick a few text, but mostly use pictures. But even with pictures, choose a few. And you also have to consider having 2 to 3 complementary colors. You know, it is very, very bad and professional to crowd, to use different colors, very many colors, set of colors in any design. We should use colors that complement each other. I'll give an example in the practical. There's also consistency, need to use similar fonts in all your posters. If you're creating a series of flyers, series of infographics in your project, try to be very consistent by adopting suitable fonts, suitable styles throughout your design. Can I see by show of hands those of us here who have used Canva, with the exception of our mentors? The participants on call, can I see those of you who have used Canva put up their hand? Just hit up the reaction button and put up your hand. Okello. Okello George and others. Okello, please unmute with Okelito. Please unmute Okello. George, Okello, Enoch. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well, sir.
What have you used the Canva for? What form of graphics did you create, sir? Or what did you use it for particularly?
Well, I think mostly I've used Canva for creating thumbnails for my YouTube channel. So I decided to use Canva because there's one aspect of Canva. You know, Canva now, the new one is having categories. So in the categories, you find that you've got a category for YouTube where even they have got tutorials to help you know how to, you know, be able to start creating with Canva. If you completely have got no idea, the tutorials are also there. They have now attached in the website.
Okay. What was your experience with Canva? Like, how fast? How did you find it? How did you find the entire program?
First of all, they have got samples, sample templates. That can help you quickly to, you know, to reconcile with your color grading. And then remember, Canva is more of, you know, drag, you know, copy and drag. And it's just something so simple for any person, whether you're not a professional, you've not used it before, it is something which is easy to cope up with. And the good point is, of course, those templates, they are like samples or examples for you to follow when you're trying to create yours here.
That's powerful. For now, I really want to applaud you. So, colleagues, you can join me and we extend our love to Comrade Okello. Just hit the reaction button and Okello, if you can look at the screen, those reaction buttons are from Wango and others. Express.
I'm humbled. Yeah.
Well, thank you. So in later session, we'll try to share some little guidelines on how to use Canva, but want to receive and take that feedback from Comrade Okello. Apart from Okello, will interact we'll interact later. Should you have any question, feel free to use the chat. So that's briefly about creating posters. We'll come back to it. Let's also go briefly about creating and editing videos. So participants who have chosen this category, they cannot skip or dodge video recording, because ultimately, while you tell your story, you people have to shoot. You have to record the video. So when recording, there are many tools you can use, but camera is one of them, smartphone or tablet. Now, when using the camera to record, please consider getting a camera with good resolution. These projects, you know, for creative multimedia, your videos recorded are going to be uploaded to YouTube. And you know these videos will stay there for long. We want to be very cost effective, like we want to work within our resources. If you are a school, you cannot hire a good camera, but then identify amongst your staff and other, let the learners request to borrow a camera, a phone with a good camera from their teacher on ground for use to record. As the mentor, the schools are visited. We are yet to record this week, because all along the 2 weeks people have been preparing. We went through the script virtually, and after the approval of the script, we then tried to ask the members, the different people who have taken the characters, to participate, to practice. So the next meetup or second visit we are going to have this week, the participants are going to shoot others to record. Now, when shooting, stability, the way you hold the camera is very, very important. If you don't have a tripod, then at least make sure you hold the camera firmly. Do not, and if you can see my screen here, there are two ways we normally record our videos. We can make the camera to be in landscape orientation, that's horizontal like that, especially for high quality video, the ones to be uploaded on YouTube. And that is the recommendation we will take for now. We will not record the video unless maybe in your category, you also want to feature some videos on TikTok. That's then ideal for you to record in the other formats, like making the cameras straight or in portrait. So we'll record the video in landscape, but we are recommending stability. Make the camera very stable. Use either tripod or at least hold it firmly. Consider using good lighting. For my story, I showed you of Anna and Grace, and on a school compound, the appropriate shooting time could be day. If you don't have good lighting, then the time you have chosen to shoot should be that which is very good. The scene, the environment should be very well illuminated with good light. If you consider having the house as your scene, maybe a runner is walking outside the classroom, then maybe the windows should be well open, or if not, consider at least using artificial lighting. Let the person, the characters, the subject be very seen clearly. Now, when it comes to audio, because when shooting this video, there are two important things. We are capturing the picture, the motion picture in motion or the person, but also we are interested in also capturing the audio. In that case, then it is important to consider having a good microphone. I know the phones, even in good environment, will have a microphone, but there will be a gap, there will be a distance from you to the character. So if it is possible, for the schools I've mentored, I know we shall improvise according. We'll use cameras like external microphones to help pick the sound. But my colleagues who are listening to me right now, who will listen to the video later, in capturing good audio here, I want us to consult. The mentors will support you, and the mentors will give good guidance, which involves maybe either having an external microphone to help pick the voice clearly, or moving closer to the subjects to capture good sound. And that said, there's also another category of capturing video where learners may want to record their screen. Maybe in some awareness video, learners may want to record a screen, or they may want to animate something on the computer. So that's when the tools can come in, like OBS, and then tools like PowerPoint to help you record. So we'll demonstrate a little bit later on how to use this. But finally, once we've recorded the video here, we can edit it using CapCut. So CapCut is a free mobile video editing tool, very, very much suitable for us who are starting. That's why among apps, we recommended it for use, and different mentors have recommended you to use it. Even if you look at the article, as shared yesterday in the introduction by Comrade Rogers, we recommended CapCut among the Adobe Premium and other Camtasia softwares. Why CapCut? We can trim, we can merge, we can split, we can add text, we can add voiceover, we can export videos in good resolution. So focus should be put on learning CapCut for its user friendliness and probably the rich tools it has for the learners who are starting, who may not have sufficient time to learn Adobe Premium Pro and other tools to edit videos. So we'll have a session later to discuss how we can use CapCut. Now, in the next category is shooting videos or recording videos using PowerPoint. Microsoft PowerPoint is a presentation software. We use it to prepare presentations. But you may have prepared your presentation very well. You've designed your slides, but you may want to explain yourself. To do that, PowerPoint can help you record your voice. And the feature is normally on the Insert tab and the Media group. Once the video has been recorded, we can export it as an MP4 video. Besides PowerPoint, we have OBS. OBS Studio is very good for recording and live streaming. We can use it to record yourself. That is when you're talking, you can record a screen. You can even try to add different scenes and add transitions to your recorded videos. OBS can also help us to stream directly to YouTube. That is in case you trust your recording or you're having a live session, but want it to go on YouTube for people to utilize accordingly. Now, once the video has been recorded, for us to share it with people, we need YouTube. So YouTube Studio will help us to manage that channel. So learners here will create a YouTube channel, and then we'll use YouTube Studio to upload the videos. You know, among all the video sharing platforms, again, why do we recommend YouTube? Of course, the really pressing reason was its global reach, the accessibility is to the entire world. And it is very, very engaging. You know, when the person has watched the video, they can leave a comment, they can share, they can even subscribe. So you can grow a community from YouTube ultimately. And this project, which will have had, you've pitched it and it has won a good award, can still continue to be monetized in the long run through its viewership. So that's the main reason why the team recommended YouTube among other video sharing platforms. For best practices, once we've recorded our video, edited it, finalized it, while uploading it, we'll have to make sure we've provided a suitable title. Exactly. The title is to be really compelling and relevant to help a person know what the video is all about. Besides it, we shall use Canva to create thumbnails. These thumbnails offer at least a good visual explanation of what the video is about before a person watches the video. And there should be good descriptions to act as call to action. Even when recording the video, at least in some session, you can encourage viewers to like, comment as calls to action. For social media campaigns, those people who have challenges or problems in their school, which will necessitate social media campaigns as solutions in their project, then they can leverage the use of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For those platforms, we'll create teasers. We'll create at least something brief to show what the video is all about. To show maybe you want to use the community, like schools. Schools have social media handles. So learners can create some short teasers, create some short videos and share them on those social media platforms to evoke, to attract members to look at their videos on YouTube, to join their campaigns and probably try to support accordingly in the long run. Finally, and then we get over to some practical. You see, getting started is normally tough. You people have problems at school, colleagues on call. Let me check here. The schools I visited, we had a big problem, a big challenge when it came to choosing the project. People wanted to be abstract, but I want to tell you that community you are, that school you are dwelling, the neighborhood place you are living, every day you commute from school, there could be underlying problems. For example, there could be students lacking awareness about hygiene and healthy practice. It could be evident that at your school, there is a challenge of hygiene. Learners are not maybe hygienic and so many things. In your dormitory, you see boys who are very, very less informed about their good practices of hygiene. They live very, very poorly in terms of hygiene. And you are really convinced as a person to consider creating a project which features educational videos or healthy tips to help educate members about good hygiene and probably share with them the challenges associated with poor hygienic practices. So here, learners are using the CapCut we have seen, the Canva and OBS to create those educational videos while sharing their healthy tips. So they will have one person to be the manager, project manager, who can be the patron. You know, the patron of the club, ultimately, you're the project manager. You identify creators, content creators, you identify editors. Like you ultimately now break your team, those 5 to 10 learners, break them in small teams, give them roles. I remember at Happy Times and the Ambassadors, when we went there, out of our 10 learners, we chose some learners to be characters, others were chosen to be camera, and the others were chosen to edit, because we could not teach everybody or mentor everybody how to edit videos, because it would take us time. So we chose some other people to do CapCut, and when we are shooting the videos this week, others will be holding one will be holding the camera. That's the camera crew. Another group will be acting. Another group will be waiting for the video to edit. So that's what we recommend. You have a team. You roll as a patron, supervise them to see that they are doing. Those who need guidance, let us identify suitable content, or we support them accordingly as a team, smaller team. It could also be evident that there's bullying, like I've seen in your challenge, still existent. It could involve having a short or some documentaries to help address this, where you share real stories or provide solutions. You share some advice accordingly. So literally, like we've said, similarly, teams will be working to use PowerPoint, OBS, Canva to create those videos. It could also be evident that when it comes to morals, your learners or your colleagues in the dormitory or at school, in the classroom, are not exhibiting good values. Maybe there is high level of theft, high level of abusing each other, and then you consider creating videos or multimedia about faith in action, like in the case I gave earlier. So your videos or your content is broken down to promoting values, and you consider either creating posters to teach given values or videos to teach given values. The videos having stories or scripts teaching something. So that's brief about the theory. We've used a lot of time to understand the category. Please, if you have any question right now, before we make some demonstration and look at the case studies, feel free to use the chat. Yeah, feel free to use the chat to share with us, because coming up next is now for us to look at case studies, make some demos, and we hear more. So if there's any person on call who has a question, who has experience to share in regard to this, you either use the chat, like I've said, or you put up your hand now. Put up your hand right now. When I look at the list, people, I see we have very many on call, and I'm not going to continue unless I've heard from some of you briefly here. Let me ask good appreciation to our other co-partners on call. I see team mentors from Kawa. Thank you for joining. I also see mentors from Mindset, mentors from Shareability. Thank you for joining the call. Let me bring in Musa briefly. Musa, please unmute.
All right, thank you, sir, the facilitator. Now please. I need to be helped. Somewhere I came across a statement where it was saying that if at all one is shooting and you have no moving microphone, one can be with a microphone attached to the body, the smartphone attached to the body, which can be capturing the sound. But now my problem is how can I merge that two? If one smartphone has been capturing the video, and then for the sound from the phone that has been attached onto my body, I need to know how can I merge those two when it comes to video editing. Thank you.
Good question. A good question, Musa. Thank you. We'll talk about it. Let me also bring in Okello George. Kindly unmute George. George, please unmute. Was your hand just up by mistake? No. Okello, your question has been yes, Okello.
Okay. Thank you so much, Denis, for that insightful, deep discussion on the side of multimedia. I want to share my experience. I've been on YouTube for some time and I've grown a community on YouTube. So the experience I want to share is on the side of you already have got the idea, like you gave out the 4 facets. When you have the idea that you're going to shoot, which is actually the key thing that you should be able to identify this idea that you want to visualize. So, and then you also talk that the idea should have a story that can allow you to engage the audience, and then this can depict the emotions from the audience, and probably because this is visually appealing. There is one big mistake that happens, and I think it's because lately we've been able to try to engage in a few webinars as content creators. And then we have come to know why many content creators create videos which are not engaging. And remember, when the video is not engaging, then it's sensitive to the algorithm of YouTube that the audience do not like the video. So the click-through rate is too low, the audience retention is too low, and definitely the algorithm will stop to suggest this video. And so the channel may not be able to grow and to perform well because of the quality of videos. Now, the thing is, most times we do the reverse. You know, we start by preparing the equipment, getting out. You know, you have got the idea, you moved, and you've already gone to shoot, and then you come back and you begin now to think about the title and also to think about how the thumbnail should look like. And yet, starting with having the idea, and then you begin to think the title around the idea will help you to shoot it in a way that you have the audience in your mind watching. You get? Because already you have the title in you. And now when you're shooting, the audience is already in your brain, like you're seemingly watching while shooting. And in that you're able to tell a story which is appealing to the person who is going to watch. So that's what I wanted to share, that somehow we make a big mistake as content creators by starting to do all this equipment, get the shoot out, the video, you have got your clips, you've already edited, and then now you begin to look for the idea, and at the same time, you're looking for a better thumbnail. And these are the things that help the audience to click to your video, especially the thumbnail helps them to click, but the idea helps to keep, the story helps to keep these people watching, which helps to grow your channel. So mine was like trying to say that it's good that we when we go out, as even we engage with these kids, these learners, to get these videos out. It's good to, when you have the idea, you begin to discuss about the title. So these people have the title, they have conceptualized. When they are involved in the project, they are working towards achieving what they have already started watching in their minds and in their brains. Thank you.
Very powerful. Comrade Okiro, are you mentoring some schools?
I'm a patron.
Patron. Which one is your school?
This is Divine Hope Nursery Primary School.
Divine.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you didn't choose this category. Which category did you choose?
We chose website creation, but we are involving this part of multimedia, especially YouTube. We already created a channel, and then we try to have the story in a blog form in the website side, and then also have it in a visual form on the side of YouTube.
Okay, so colleagues, please don't get tired on call. I want to ask that you hit the reaction button and clap for Mr. Okero Enoka George. Please, if you can hear me very clearly. Caesar. Thank you, Caesar. And all those who are tapping the reaction button to appreciate. Yeah. That is very powerful, fresh teacher. Before I take you to the practicals as we wrap up our session, I want to bring in two people. I see outreach ambassadors. African. Regan, please unmute, please. Regan, I just want to hear from you. Okay, I've sent you an unmute request. I'm also going to send the unmute request to Mr. Musana. That is from Happy Times. Regan, Are you able to hear us? I see Brian Seta High School. The team is Brian. Hey, okay, Regan, your microphone is open, please. Can I have instant feedback? One of the learners is arising, and the question to you is, are the learners ready to shoot? Have you people gone through the story? Are you people ready? Oh, and unless others can hear you, but I can't hear you here. Okay, very good. Brian Seta High School, I've seen you. Now, the other one person is from Musana, Happy Times. Mr. Musana, I've asked you to unmute as well. Okay, thank you for unmuting. Are the learners ready to shoot their story? Because we've been preparing them to create the story, and I know that has taken us time, but we wanted them to create the story. Are they ready?
Yes, thank you, teacher Denis. I think at Happy Times, we are at a certain level, and we are of touches as we prepare for shooting. Hopefully this week we shall be at a greater milestone towards the shooting.
That is powerful. Thank you.
But also, the reason why I was requesting for unmute was to guide me. You see, I'm attending this session with my learners, but I wanted to amplify it using a Bluetooth device, something that I've tried, but the sound was not coming out. So I thought, could it be technical setting from that side?
Technically here, everything is okay. When I ask you to unmute, I send you a request, but even any other person can unmute. So our side is okay, a teacher. Patron.
Oh, okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank
All right,
you.
so I am too delighted that Musana High, rather Happy Times, is looking forward for this category. We anticipate a good project, and I know you people will have a project accordingly. So unless Outreach is now ready, I now want to respond to these questions. Outreach, that person standing up.
I'm trying to connect so that you all hear what is going on here, but I don't know.
Maybe the phone, you'll have to enable the other. Let me see here. Because for this side, everything is okay. You keep trying, and when you're ready, please try to give me feedback through the chat, because I see it instantly, or you raise up your hand. But on Zoom, normally there are options. See where there's a microphone, where there's a mic at the extreme left there, extreme bottom left. So if you try to expand the menu, you can always switch between different microphones, different speakers accordingly. So when you join in a virtual session and you've used Zoom as a tool, you normally just have to go to the microphone, and that is the icon in the extreme left, right? And then extreme left bottom. Expand the options and then select the microphone or the speakers you want to use. Okay. Thank you, Outreach. Thank you, Mr. Okello. Now, through the chat, one of the participants, that is a fresh teacher, maybe a patron, asked whether content has to be related to religion. Is it a must that it has to be centered to the theme? Definitely. This year, our theme is creating impact through technology and Christian values. In the previous session, that was managed by Rogers, our mentor, he was very explicit that at least your project should, one, feature either on technology and Christian values, at least two your project will have performed very poorly if at all it is only maybe featuring in technology and then the other parts of the themes are not there. So for good guidance, we have to guide these schools, these clubs to choose the title before we leave the school in the very first visit. If you need any guidance, let me know through the chats and we support you. But your theme, your project you've chosen should feature our theme, should involve technology, or the story, the content should feature at least Christian values, or the product that we are really going to have should ultimately promote Christian values at the end. I'm introducing computer literacy, just beginning typing. Is it okay for them to be part of the exhibition? Yes, we have touch typing as part of, thank you for the feedback, Fresh Teacher. I've seen the feedback that you've got it now. So as we prepare for this competition, you were given in the introduction yesterday that you'll submit your project. There'll be a vetting team to choose the projects and you receive communication to participate in the exhibition. That is to come physically to exhibit, but ultimately you're going to be participants. You'll come and be part of the exhibition. And then also what was communicated very clear that is there's also going to be touch typing as part of the activity alongside the exhibitions. And winners who will emerge victorious are to take very good praise, very good awards. We just anticipate something greater. So in our presentation today, so many tools have come up for creative multimedia. If I can share my screen. Okay, if you can see my screen, just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Tap the reaction button. Give me the, okay, Fresh Teacher. Thank you for the feedback. So, according to our presentation, you have ultimately seen that we have tools like one of it as one of the tool as Canva. And Canva, learners are using it for creating infographics from the posters to thumbnails and other posters they need. The other tool that we need to demonstrate is CapCut. You've seen learners are shooting the video using their camera, accompanied with moving microphones, external microphones. But the big challenge is editing the video. The other question made by the colleague. Yeah, ultimately, you can record the video and the audio separately and then integrate it together using CapCut, Clipchamp, or another video editing software. So it is very possible to merge two videos as long as they are created in sync. The other tool that we have seen existent is the YouTube Studio for managing the YouTube channel. And then also we have seen OBS, in case you want to do some screen recording where you have to narrate the video while sharing some pictures. So we can use OBS and PowerPoint. So we begin with Canva, and then I go to OBS, go to PowerPoint. So Canva as a web-based tool, which just involves you opening your browser, like you can see my browser right now. I can open a new tab and write Canva. So to locate to Canva, you can just search Canva. And then from the search result here, you'll be helped to navigate to Canva website. Alternatively, you can always just type in canva.com in the address bar. Those are the two ways to access Canva. So navigate to canva.com or search in Google Canva, then use the website. Well, now once you have navigated to Canva for the very first time, like I can try to do this in a new incognito tab. If I try to visit Canva for the very first time, ultimately, I have to either log in or sign up. So for the very first time, you'll consider signing up, and signing up means you're creating an account that you will develop either using your Google account if you're already logged in, or using Facebook and so forth. So that's how you begin on with Canva. Navigate to canva.com, then sign up, create an account. So once you've logged in, before you begin moving to Canva, already in your preparations in the planning process, you have prepared at least some information, because ultimately Canva is for graphics. You can't just go to Canva. Maybe you have identified your project and you want to plan from there. No, no, no. You plan accordingly. I just give an example here. Maybe you've discovered that there's bullying in school, or there are degrading values in school, and you want to have creative multimedia, which is helpful in promoting or improving the values or improving general behavior or morals of the students at school. So maybe you consider having YouTube videos or documentaries to help out demonstrate how learners can live Christian values. While at school, your goal is to help enhance good morals, that is, improve discipline in the long run, but also all around good citizens. So for that case, you have planned to shoot a video. So that now involves camera. Or you are going to create posters. So in those posters, you have to again make a sketch. How many posters do you need? And in creating those posters, maybe you want to use Galatians 5:22-23. That is the talk about fruits of the Holy Spirit. So please plan, and establish how many posters do you need? Which kind of message do you want to put in the poster? Then now come to Canva. So once you have on Canva, you can exercise the use of searching using keywords. Maybe I'm looking for posters about faith. Let me just try to use this generic, though not yet good. Posters about faith. Okay. One of the outstanding feedback I've got today was from Okello. Okello on call was explicit and said Canva is rich in templates. And you can see so far with just a keyword to search posters about faith, look what is coming up. So if I tap on any poster I've found very important, please, even before that, take note of the free and the premium ones. Because if you utilize a keyword search, posters about faith, eventually what will come up are those that are free and those that are premium. The ones that are premium, if you check very well, if maybe I zoom by pressing Ctrl+, just for you to see clearly. So every template which is pro or premium has this icon just underneath it. So those ones, you know, for the free plan, you can't utilize it. But in case you've so found this may be very important, then you tap on the template. And once it is free, then it will bear customize. So click on customize this template to now be redirected to the canvas where you can continue to edit that template. So if you can see, I have opened the template, and now what comes up is just customization. And that means we're going to enhance by editing to change to our subject. So those who will get there to Canva without a plan will get stuck, because ultimately such a template, what do you want to do? So it is why proper planning in determining how many posters you need, the message in the posters. For example, here, if I try to show you one here, I can have a poster which is I can have a poster which is talking about something to do with forgiveness. So forgiveness is one of the value or the fruit which is in Galatians 5:22. Seriously? Okay. So how do we edit now? To edit, you just have to always click on the item, double click, type whatever you want there. Comrade Okelo has expressed drag and drop. To add anything like maybe pictures, you just have to go and click on uploads here and then select the pictures you want. To upload any picture, of course, the first thing begins by uploading the picture to Canva and then now dragging the picture to that very place you want to add. So you upload it from your computer, and then after that, you drag the picture and place it wherever you want it to be, and the picture will be added. So in your story about the forgiveness poster, think, plan. Maybe you want to show a student, the students that are fighting. You see, clear planning. You try to think of a story you are telling in the poster. Maybe students are fighting and you want to show the students are fighting. So you can consider either using the elements which are here and then you just search students fighting, or even download pictures from what? From internet. So please, Canva, very, very, very powerful. So when I click on elements, then I type students fighting. Unfortunately, most of these ones that have come up are premium. Like I said, all the premiums will have pro. So for that case, you can consider searching on Google from the search engine context, students fighting. And then look for pictures, probably the ones that portray what you want. Or you can even go to Pixabay or Pixels. You can look for at least websites that have free pictures, because some of the pictures you get from Google may be copyrighted. And part of our values in this competition is to exhibit. You're going to create content that we shall share on the website of Edify, and also later we're uploading the videos to YouTube. So even when you're searching for graphics or pictures and you want to add, then the copyright is very, very important. But for just demonstrations, if I want to use this picture, but again, even these ones are for, they don't show your school or environment. You can even ask a person, get a camera, shoot pictures, students acting to fight, and then upload pictures for originality. Upload the pictures under uploads here, and then drag them to any place you want. I've said you can just click on the item here and add text by typing. That's one other thing I would recommend. So Canva is very, very easy to use. Only just requires you to identify the templates. Let me try to show you something here quickly. You may want to create a YouTube thumbnail, because according to my plan here, the sample plan, it could be that you also want to create YouTube thumbnails, just as one of the participants said on call. So for YouTube thumbnails, the videos you upload have to bear thumbnails. What are thumbnails? If I navigate to YouTube here, okay, so this is youtube.com. You see, there's a picture here, and these pictures are having some information, country music. So this picture is not part of the video. In other words, if you play the video, you'll find something different in the video, but rated the picture. So the picture you are seeing here is what we call a thumbnail. It offers intro text and helps create awareness, quick overview of what the video is all about. So for those of you who are going to check use creative multimedia or choose projects that follow in creative multimedia, and you're creating videos. So after your videos are done and as you upload them to YouTube, you have to create thumbnails to help illustrate what the videos are all about, or the video you want to add is all about. Yep. On my channel, teacherdenniskruger.com, if I click on it, you see all the videos have got thumbnails for using. So how do you create a thumbnail? Still, you navigate to canva.com, click in the search here and type in YouTube thumbnail. But of course, if I just say YouTube thumbnail, then that's a generic search, and what I will get here is too general. Like I will have templates that are too general. So for your project of faith, maybe consider narrowing down the keywords to faith, maybe about your project title. Because you see, if you use generic keywords such as YouTube thumbnail, whatever you get here is too general. Good for start. You can either use the templates you see to customize. Maybe let me click on this one. And it is free. Whenever you click on a free template, this message will come, customize this template. So if I click customize this template, they take me to the canvas. And here I can now edit. What editing here will involve is this text. I can click on the word and then double click, type there the appropriate title I want. Maybe forgiveness. Always forgive, always. So you can type later, you can increase just as you work with Microsoft Word or Publisher, and you easily increase and reduce fonts accordingly. So please, this is something I know you'll explore in your free time. For the picture, in case you want to change it, still go under uploads, upload your picture, and then drag your picture on that very picture. And once you upload your picture, you can always click on the picture, resize it. That is very normal. And once you've made an error, you can press Ctrl-Z to undo it until you get the picture back. So Canva, I hope with even just the little demonstration, members on call can agree that the tool is very simple and allows our learners who will be taking up this project to quickly come up with the designs in the shortest period of time that communicates ideas about their project. Unless you have a question about Canva, please, you can raise up your hand and I will address it accordingly. Yes, Mr. Musan has raised the hand. Kindly unmute, sir, and ask your question, sir. Mr. Musana, please, let me check out here. Okay, I've asked you to unmute, sir. Please raise up, unmute, okay?
Okay, thank you, Teacher Denis. I have two inquiries about Canva. One of which is Canva being an online web tool that requires a full-time internet connectivity. Okay. Is there a provision of installing it and like download and install it so that users can use offline?
Okay, question has been got. And the other one, you had two?
Then the other one, we are seeing there are two categories of the version. We have the free, which has limited templates and of course other whatever, and the premium. For purposes of this project, which one best suits the competition of the two, the free and the premium? Yes.
Powerful questions. Thank you. So I will then respond to them unless there's any other, but let's respond to this one.
It's okay. That's
okay. Thank you for the feedback, Mr. Musan. Other colleagues, you are free to use the chat to raise your question, or you can put up your hand. I'll give you room to unmute and ask your question. For your information, to give a disclaimer, currently I'm having a free plan. How do you know it's a free plan? If you just look at my title bar here, this title bar, I have file resize editing, and then I have upgrade your plan, meaning I'm having the free plan. So for this competition, free plan can work very well because the tools, the templates can help learners customize and create their own flyer. We always utilize or advocate for premium plan just in case you want to extend access to templates. Like you really put it up, Mr. Musan. In case you want to utilize more templates, more tools, because the limitation in the free plan are that one, I cannot utilize different templates. I have limits in templates to use. That's one. Two, I cannot use some features. For example, here on the brand, I cannot create my set of colors, my other brands like fonts to use continually for design, for consistency, unless I'm going to use similar flyers. But here, if I'm having the premium plan, I can create my brand, which can include styles, colors to use, even in the elements here. If I'm trying to search for rich gallery of elements, pictures, vectors, the free plan has tools, but it has limits. You cannot have a vast access of elements. However, free plan can work. We can leverage its use. Where resources allow, you can always connect, upgrade to premium. We can help you to get some premium tools just in case at a lower cost. You can inbox now for a discussion and share with you how you can get the premium tools at a low cost. But for our students, the learners on call, Canva is good and we recommend for thumbnails, infographics, quick utilizing templates. For the other question one about the use of internet, Canva is an online web-based tool. Colleagues can unmute and share the experiences as well, but we need the internet. The purpose of the internet is because we have live or in-time access of templates. What really internet, what we use internet for is to enhance the access to the templates because the database is normally online. Even when you download the desktop app, still it will require internet. So for the purposes of this training, we recommended that schools support the clubs with some little budget of MBs because it's here, the project, its continuity in the long run can consider, we can show the learners in the long run how to use other offline tools for graphics design like Illustrator, Publisher, and Photoshop. But for this competition, time has been our big challenge. So to optimize effective or good output, we recommended Canva, and that can only be accessed through the internet. Now, once your designs are done, you can always export, either clicking on share here and select download, because the other question would come from participant now being, how do I download? How do I export my file? So once your design is done and you want it to be shared or put in your folder for later sharing, you can always click on share and click download. And during download, you can choose between file formats, either JPEG, PNG, depending on the suitable file format. Again, for the free plan, you will have some limits in terms of quality and size, but at least for the competition still, this size basic for download is good to go. Exactly. The other option is just clicking the file tab and looking for download. So we can save our files by clicking file and pressing download, or you can go and click share and then select download. So those are brief highlights about Canva. For those who would want to enhance and probably gain deeper understanding about this software, please, we can share a video on how you can probably follow to master and have gained good experience. But my mentors are on call, and I hope they will support you participants on how to use Canva. But we can share videos with you in case you are interested to practice and leverage good use of Canva. But still, the good thing, Canva can be installed on mobile phones, so you can have both on PC and phone. Hey, that is good feedback, Samuel. Samuel, I've seen the chat message. Okay, that is all about Canva. The next tool, we have a few minutes. We'll be ending in the next 20 minutes, and I want to utilize more 15. But remember, even in these 15, they are interactive. You have an opportunity to share at least feedback, instant feedback through a question. Also, you can use the chat to communicate, and I'll instantly integrate it accordingly. Well, besides Canva, the other very important tool I will talk about are the ones for recording, and then we finalize with editing video. So for video recording, in our respective storytelling, either we are having the camera and learning to use the camera, I already put emphasis when I was explaining. More experiences, I know my mentors have supported you, but we can share videos in case you still need support. Now, additional to recording, there is also opportunity to use PowerPoint and also OBS. For example, I have prepared my presentation here. Maybe in my story, in my problem or project, let me use this one for environmental awareness. We've seen that there is a big problem, a gap in environmental awareness. So we want to create a documentary, we want to create a project that features documentary series in promoting tree planting or cleanup campaigns. And we have in our plan as learners considered to create some PowerPoint presentation. And in this PowerPoint presentation, we are going to explain the different aspects, like so maybe dangers of deforestation or tree cutting. So learners prepare their slides. Visually, they prepare the slides. In the slides, they add pictures of some forests in the community. They go and take pictures, or they go and take rubbish pits that are poorly managed, and there is little pollution, or there is a very vast pollution. So learners collect those pictures, they put them in the slides. But they want this, they want to have a video out of the presentation they have made, so that this video ultimately goes to their YouTube channel to be part of the stories they are sharing as a solution. Because ultimately the video will be shared in the WhatsApp group or any other social media platforms. So how do learners record the videos now? So the first things, they prepare their PowerPoint. In the PowerPoint, they add different content as identified carefully as part of their awareness. The next thing now to record, they go to Insert tab. and click on screen recording. So under screen recording, whenever you click on screen recording, PowerPoint can help us to record. But if you observed, if I clicked on screen recording, the other PowerPoint presentation was minimized, and now I have a screen. Remember, I want to record my presentation I've prepared. For that reason, this is what you do. You create your PowerPoint presentation, and then you go to File tab, select New, and click on Blank Presentation. So this blank presentation will rest on your work. Don't worry, because it is this PowerPoint presentation we want to use to record. To do the recording, you go to Insert tab. Under the media group, some disclaimer is that if you want to use PowerPoint to record, then you must be running versions of 2013, 2016, 2013 onwards. You cannot use 2010, 2007 or lower versions to record your screen. So to record your screen, I've said click on screen recording, and automatically PowerPoint will get in the screen recording mode. To begin recording, you have to first select the area where you're going to record. To select the area, move your cursor, click on select area, move the cursor and draw or select the area where you want to record by drawing a line around it. Once that is done, to record the microphone, because the line you have just, or the box you've drawn will record the area, the desktop area, having your item. But to record your voice as you speak, then you have to click on microphone. And while those two sources have been added, to now start recording, you click record. PowerPoint will count for you. And once it starts, you now begin explaining as you move the slides, you talk. Remember, your slides may have animations. So some items are moving as you talk because you've prepared well, clearly your animated content, and explaining it carefully as the members do the recording. So once the recording is done, you just hold your mouse, move the cursor above here, and click stop recording. Immediately you click stop recording, the video which has been recorded will be added to the new presentation as an object, just as you see. To save this video and probably enhance it or use it later, you click the File tab, click Save As, select the destination folder you want to save, or select the directory, wherever you want to save. And while that is selected, normally good file management encourage learners, let them be organized. Of course, they can create folders, and this is just basic, maybe video project, and then they now put the file name, the name of the video, very appropriate. Good file names should be provided. Maybe tree planting video. For that video was about tree planting. So additional to the settings, once the file name has been added, they click on the save as type. Among these save as type, they choose MP4 video. Very, very important. File name, save as type. And finally, they click save. And what will happen behind scenes is PowerPoint is going to encode or save the video. And later you can now go to your directory and find where the video is. That was a video project. So the video is here. Double click on the video, you can see the video playing out, playback by media player. So that's the video. So PowerPoint is free, easy to use, but don't forget versions 2013 to higher versions. To record, go to Insert tab and click on what? Click on Screen Recording. Select the area, choose the microphone or click on the microphone, record, stop recording as you narrate. So that's how we use PowerPoint. If you have any question about PowerPoint, feel free to use the chat. I have Fresh Teacher here saying, will the students be asked to show how Canva or any software they used works, or they will just present their already made projects and that will be sufficient? So Fresh Teacher, we want the learners own these things. We want the learners to create it themselves. Eventually, in cross-examination, educators may not give them ample time, but they can be curious to establish with the learners and probe a question which may just require understanding of some little background. If learners used it, ultimately, they will always be the ones to reply. I want to give Mr. Rogers, kindly unmute and submit your feedback.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted maybe to just a small demo. But first, go back to the other slide where you have been, where the video went. So if you try to right click on that video itself.
Save media.
So when you right click, there is an option of save media. So there it will save the video itself only.
Exactly.
But when you save the other side, how you saved it will save the entire slide as a video. So here it will save the video only and export it as a video.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good feedback. Thank you. Mr. Musana, your hand is up, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. My inquiry on this is like when saving this video, in which format should it be, preferably? Thank you.
If you're using PowerPoint, automatically it should encode it to MP4. And that is just good enough for upload. Because for PowerPoint, the file format is just normally MP4, which is just good for us to use, sir.
Oh, okay. In the same line, does this have limited length of the video, or it's unlimited according to the documentary?
Absolutely unlimited, but we really recommend that in your documentaries, the videos be short and very precise. Remember, in the storytelling, part of the tips we gave on good storytelling were that the story has to be clear, concise, and have a concise message. So for learners, we have to help them prepare short scripts. And from these scripts, ultimately the video will be short. Mr. Musan, I think we're okay there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm very okay there.
Okay,
thank you very much.
You're welcome. So other colleagues, you're free to use the chat. Yeah, Mr. Rogers had shared similarly in the chat that you can always just right click on the video and select save media as, then put the file name, click save. All right. Besides PowerPoint software, we can also consider using a program which is called OBS. So this is OBS Studio. Questions on how to get OBS can be answered as follows. You just need to open your tab because OBS is a free online tool. Hope you people can still see my screen. So this is our web browser. And if I write in the address bar, OBS Studio, with us keywords, OBS Studio, you can see I have many links, but among them is the obsproject.com. For those who want to download OBS as a video recording software, you can navigate to obsproject.com, or you can just consider using the search engines and just type in search, type in the search OBS Studio, and among the search results, navigate to obsproject.com. So here on obsproject.com, you can download OBS for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. depending on the operating. If you're running Windows, then you click on Windows, and automatically OBS will start downloading. For me, I've made my settings to always prompt me to click save, and allow me to select the location where I want to save. But automatically, when you click down Windows, the installer will download automatically. So that's how we acquire OBS. And after that acquisition, you navigate to downloads where it has been downloaded, and then double click on this software which has started, which has downloaded. Of course, the installation is very, very simple. You'll see it running there. Very simple. You just have to follow prompts. Like here, this is how the installation shield looks like. Welcome to OBS Studio. You just have to click next and then follow prompts. You see here, I'm told OBS is running. So I will have to cancel this because I don't want to download it. I already installed OBS, but download it from obsproject.com, initialize the installation, and follow prompts in the dialog box to have it fully installed on your PC. How do we use OBS? Once OBS has been installed, it will look like this, to be totally blank. To use OBS effectively, one, you have to create scenes, add sources, what are scenes, what are objects. Briefly, I want to talk about them a little, then I sign out for today. So what are scenes? You know, you can use OBS to do recordings of different types. Maybe you are a vlogger, you record videos for YouTube channel. You can create a scene for YouTube. And when I mention scene, I just mean an environment which you've customized for recording videos of that category. OBS can allow you to create different environments from which you can add different settings. Maybe there are times when you're recording TikTok videos, the settings are not the same for YouTube, neither are they the same for maybe some lessons. So we create scenes to create environments. Maybe let me create one scene here. To create a scene, two options. Either you go to scene collection among the menu tabs here, select new, or we just click on the icon plus below scenes. And when you click there, you'll say add a scene. Okay, let me call this one YouTube video. YouTube video. So I've created my environment called YouTube videos. So once I've finished creating a scene, the next thing is to add sources. What are sources? Sources are now the different tools you're going to use. Maybe you want to add a microphone in that scene, you want to add a video webcam, you want to add the display. To add the source or the tools you're going to use, again, there are two options. The most immediate one is just below the sources here. Click on the plus sign, and you can observe there's a pop-up here having so many sources, so many tools. If you want to record the microphone, that is in the category of audio input. If you want to record the speaker for maybe the sound which is going to be played, you want to record the speaker for the computer, that is audio output capture. If you want to record the webcam, we use video capture. Let me just begin with audio capture. If I click audio capture and I rename this to mic or my microphone, let me just call it mic for demo purposes. Then I click OK. Once I rename it, then the next thing is now for you to select your device. OBS can allow you to connect very many microphones. If you have headsets and you want to use the microphone, the headsets, you just plug it in your computer, go under devices here, automatically the computer or OBS program will detect that microphone. But for now, I have this microphone for the computer, which is built in. And then I also have the webcam. If you can see, currently, if you look at me, I am using a webcam here. Just a simple webcam. that webcam has a microphone. But by default, I'll use the microphone, which is here in build. I've selected my microphone and I can now click OK. So the microphone has been added automatically as a source. So that would now allow you later when you click start recording to use that microphone. If you want to record your desktop or the screen, again, under the sources, you click the plus sign, go and select display capture. From the display capture here, you can rename it, maybe my desktop. So I'm renaming that my desktop, then click OK. Normally, when you select desktop, you can choose the screens. You may have more than 2 screens. Maybe you have connected another screen. So again, like we did for the microphone, you can always click under capture method and choose the screens that are available. Let me click OK. So automatically this preview panel is showing OBS because it is that program which is currently open. If I open any program, under here, we'll have this very item displayed. So you can add many sources as you feel like by clicking the plus sign and adding it from browser, the webcam, I click video capture, and then I call this my webcam. You can see I've added the webcam, and automatically I'll have to select the camera. If you see the camera right now, the one I'm using, if I click OK, the microphone has been added. I can position it wherever I want. I can even reduce it accordingly, and that is my source. So once you've set up your sources, there are other extra settings that you can always consider very important here. If I click under settings here, there is to begin with hotkeys. For hotkeys, these are shortcuts that you can use to start recording and stop recording. To create any shortcut, you just have to click on the action and then press that very shortcut you want to use when you are executing that action. You select the action main combo box and then press the shortcut on the keyboard. And then OBS will allow you later when you click save to use that shortcut in your sessions. Then among the settings, general here, of course, English, other things can choose to stay. Yeah, you can leave all other things exactly the way they are. And when I click apply, these settings will now be part of our sessions. So learners now can start recording by clicking here, start recording, minimize the program, run their presentation, they talk, they explain it, they narrate their story. And once everything is done and they want to stop, either they can use the shortcut or bring back the program and click stop recording. To check their videos now, they just have to go to File Explorer on their computer and click on videos. The video which was recorded for their session will be among the videos there for them to either edit or use it as a resource. So this is the video. Okay, so on screen, you are looking at a CapCut program. For those who will be getting started completely from scratch, CapCut is a tool you can download from internet. Like if you can see my screen, if I wanted CapCut to download, I just have to write CapCut for PC, and then I can download it from www.capcut.com. That is normally the very first step, downloading the application. For me, I already downloaded and I want to use just the shorter time we have on how to use CapCut. But once downloaded, you can install by just following the prompts. So just to make a good continuation, yesterday, we successfully recorded our video using OBS and PowerPoint. So I can show you the video here is the video that I did record. Now, normally, once we've recorded the video, please, you excuse me for the background. We're just trying to organize this venue, but if you can hear me, I'm very grateful. So normally when you're recording the video, there are errors, there are mistakes that we make. Perhaps somebody enters the room and goes through your camera, or you cough. There are inevitable actions that occur that may make our video to have errors. So it is important that you do video editing to enhance your video. So while CapCut is open, you have to click on create a project. And once you click create a project, it will load the tools for editing the video. But the very first step is normally for you to import the different videos. So if you've recorded a video using a camera, you may need to get a USB cable, transfer your video and put it in a known folder on your computer. Also, if you've recorded your video on screen, you must make sure that you know the location of the videos. So once you've created the project, we have to import our video as an element into the studio. So to import from the features here, I have to click on import. And once I click on import, it will open file manager. So from this file manager, like I said, you need to know where the videos have been stored. For my case, I have some video in documents here. And then I also put a folder called Edify, Club Mentorship, and I'm using this sample content. So let me add the video. So video has been added, but not yet on the timeline. This is what we call the timeline. And it's where we add whatever we want to edit. This is called the preview panel. It helps us to review the video. And then this is the section where we can see all the different pieces you have imported. So having imported the video into the studio, the next thing is now for you to add the video into the timeline. So to add the video in the timeline, we just drag it to the timeline. Normally, you can just double clicking on the video, automatically populates the video in the timeline. So we can use the preview panel to play back the video. And that's our video. Exactly. So we just going to take some use cases in editing. In editing, like I said, some instances you want to remove parts that are unwanted. Maybe coughing, people came around when you're editing, or perhaps you made a mistake. So our first element or first action is going to be, activity is going to be, how do we trim, how do we remove the unwanted parts in our video? If you're looking at my screen on the timeline here, if I press Ctrl+, I can always zoom in the timeline. That is shortcut for zooming. You can also use these zoom icons to just make your timeline bigger. Whenever you press the plus sign, it enlarges the timeline, and the minus here reduces the timeline. So for the start, while trimming the videos, if errors are at the beginning and at the end, then trimming is very simple. You can trim by simply holding your cursor and moving it to the timeline. When you reach the timeline, there's this long bar, we call it the playhead. So this line that you see is over the video is called the playhead. So you can simply take the cursor to the beginning point of your video and then drag. That means long press the left button and then drag until where your video begins from. So that's the first way on how to trim. If an error is at the beginning and you want to remove it from your video, you simply just take your cursor and then drag it wherever the video begins from. The same can be done at the end. You take your cursor at the extreme end and then try to drag to put the cursor where the video ends. So that's how we remove the video. And a good use case here involves, if you're using OBS and at times you have not set shortcuts, you may open OBS, click start recording, and then minimize, then later open PowerPoint, launch, but when the recording is ongoing. So such errors, you can always remove them by simply adjusting the video using the playhead from the timeline. The second way on how to trim video is when you want to remove parts of the video that are in between the timeline or across the timeline, like the content. If I may try to play my video, set. So the technique is normally patience. See, video editing requires commitment and patience because it means for you trim, you have to listen to the recorded data and allow the playhead or allow yourself reach that part, hear the video, identify the parts that you want to trim. Quickly, if you already know the times you made an error, you can just drag this playhead and you move it wherever the video, wherever the error or the parts you want to remove is. That is technique that I've recommended, which requires patience. Moving your cursor, put it wherever you want to begin cutting. So once you move the cursor there, above the timeline are tools here. One of the tools is split, the other is delete left, delete right. So you can hover the cursor on the different tools here, and then automatically the captions will come displaying the name of that very command. The command we are interested in is split. For errors that are in between the video, you always have to first split. And once you've splitted, if this entire part was supposed to be deleted, then it is easier to delete. You just go and hover the cursor and click on delete left. If the entire video on the right is having an error, just go and click on the command for delete right. But if the error is, maybe you've identified that the error begins from here, and you've clicked or taken the playhead there, and then clicked split. The next step is again for you to play the video. Allow the video to play until you get the error. You can always zoom in to see appropriately the timeline. So maybe there are some seconds I want to remove here. I will just drag in. And once I've reached there, again, I click what? Split. So having splitted or selected the area where you want to remove from your video, now delete it. You have to select the clip. You select the clip by clicking on it. And then through these commands above the timeline, you look for the delete command. The shortcut is always backspace. So if I click delete, automatically that video or that part is removed from my timeline. So my learners, my friends who are on call, editing requires patience, time. Hearing yourself as you play the video, identify all the parts you want to remove, split the parts, again, play the video. Identify the error. When you reach there, you pause where you've seen the error stops, split again, select the part you want to remove, the clip, because all that is a video clip, but we can split it into clips. When you're done, click on the clip and then select delete. Wow, congratulations. So that is the very first way we always edit videos. Our activity, the action number one is removing unnecessary parts. The other way to edit the video can involve boosting audio, combining video clips. Remember, when shooting your videos, you may have several clips. Take a look here. You may have shot a video using a phone. You have recorded another one using a screen, but you want to combine all those video components together. If in case there was another video you wanted to add to the timeline, still components you want to add because you recorded the video, that skill is very important. So select the clip and then add it. By adding it, it is going to be the library, not yet on the timeline. Add it on the timeline and you can edit it, then means you have to go to the library where all the components are uploaded and then drag it to the timeline. Very easy thing. So once you've added all the clips on the timeline, removed all the unnecessary parts, and by the way, in the hierarchy of editing, that should be the very first thing. Making sure that the content you want in the clip is on the timeline. That is our first target as video editors. So once that is done, the other thing can involve adding text, adding transitions. I want to summarize, I'll show you more two techniques, and then I will be summarizing video editing. Probably, like I did yesterday, I can just share a video for those who want to do more tools, because video editing has many features. But for this session, just make a little demo, introduce you. If you have any question, you're free to ask later. You type the question in the chat, or you wait at that opportune time when we give you room to ask, so that we can give you a response as well. How do we add text? Now, text does very much in video editing. We can use text as subtitles. Maybe you want to introduce members who are speaking the video. You want to have some intro text at the very start. So when you're going to add text to your video as a support or as reference, planning is also very key. Having knowledge on what text you want and what you want it for. I just want to demonstrate to you here. To add text, again, above here, there are tools. If you check here, I have audio, I have text, stickers, effects, different elements here. So in case I wanted to add text, I have to select text from the tools here, and then click on the plus sign to add text, and then automatically text will be, the text tool is going to be opened. However, it is important you first of all position the playhead. Like I say, the playhead on the timeline is this long line here. So you can position your playhead at the appropriate place or at the appropriate interval of the clip where you want to add the text. Immediately you position your text, your clip or playhead there, then go and click on default text. And once you click on default text, text is going to be added into your timeline. The next thing is now for you to type in. Let me just let me make a demonstration here. So that's for watching. Okay. I have chosen to put a text, some text at the end. Thank you. And the appropriate text I've typed in thanks for watching, because this I'm placing it at the end of the video. Use cases can warrant adding text at different places. Maybe you want there's a person talking, or maybe you want to put text at the very beginning. So prepare your text and adding them. Place the playhead where you want to add. Click on text tool here, and then automatically double click on text to add. So once text has been added, there are different formatting tools on the extreme right of the studio here. B can allow you to bold. If you want to change the color, still you can try to go and highlight or use this this color palette to choose the color, the appropriate color. You can even always adjust, but normally, of course, you should have knowledge about colors. And matching the colors with background is very key. You have a black background, you need the white text. You putting text on the white background, then change the color to a readable font color. And to change the color, select the text, use the tools here on the extreme right. That is how we add text. Of course, finally, I now want to show you how to add transitions, and then we export our video. Because you wanted to add audio, maybe there's some music you've discovered, still you can import the audio. Just go to media here, and then import your audio, drag it to the timeline. The timeline can have so many different elements or clips. For now, we have a video, and I've added text. So how do we add transitions, and what are transitions? Because I talked about merging clips, I cannot miss transitions. Transitions allow us to add visual effects or allow us to connect our different clips by applying visual effects to them. So in case you always want to add transition to your video, you have to go and click on the transition tab on the menu bar above these tools. And once the transitions are selected, please take note, some of the effects are premium and others are free. Because we are leveraging and promoting free, look for the effects that are totally free of charge. Because in any case, if you apply any transition here, which is premium, then you will not be allowed to export your video, because it will allow a request for the license. Now, how do you add the transition? You simply have to select the effects you want to add to your video, and then drag this transition, and then go and put it wherever the two videos are. For anything from this library, you just always have to drag or double click. That means you should have positioned the playhead. You know, editing video just requires you to learn how to work with this playhead and know that you can move your playhead to the timeline to any point. And once you place the playhead there, you can now add any effect, you can make an action according to what you desire. So let's first play this video and check how it is. Okay, the video seems to be long here. Let me try to drag this point where the transition is. I'm just manually taking the playhead there. I will zoom so that you can see it. I remember I zoomed by pressing Ctrl+ or just clicking on the plus here on the timeline. If I try to drag this, the other clip almost where the transition is, let me now play. Okay. If you observe very well in the preview panel, the effect I chose, you look at the effect. Is this effect for grow? I'm using the transitional effect to connect the two videos. So you can carefully choose them. Let us go over them. Avoid the ones that are premium. The ones that are premium, I've got this star. Them. Do not use them. So many things. You can always add filters to your video. You can make adjustments. So in the interest of time, I will have to end those features. For those who will have questions later, I can respond and show you or answer your question. Just in case while preparing your project, you may have had a challenge working with CapCut So after you've finished editing your video, you've deleted all the unnecessary parts, you have added your transition, added text. To now export your video, you go and click on export. This is just the command above the tools, above the title bar. So as you click export, this dialog box will appear. Very important is the file name. You always have to provide a suitable file name. This, I can save it just as a demo video editor. Then also location exporting, where do you want the video to be stored? Put the file name, and then where there's export here, I can click on the icon for the folder and then try to go to documents. This is just browsing the location to make sure that I'm saving the video in a source that I will not forget. So add the name, selected a location. Now these settings can stay. Resolution, bitrate, deck format of the video. We can leave it normally. For the start, the settings are okay, unless maybe you wanted to reduce the quality of the video. So quality, this by default, it has selected 1080 because that's the video. The video, while I was recording it in OBS, it was 1080. So automatically, CapCut has taken that video quality or resolution. But where you are recording a video for TikTok, a video to share on social media, you can reduce the resolution. But for my case, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I will stay with 1080. Once all the settings are done, you can always come and click on export and then allow your video to encode. So here, encoding is in progress. I want us to interact a little bit for a minute. If there is a person having a question, please feel free to ask. But my video is recording and it is at 56%. Yeah? So that's, hey, Destiny has put up their hand. Destiny, okay. Destiny, can you ask your question? Make it precise.
Yes, are you getting me?
Absolutely, getting you, sir.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity. Then I was asking that using CapCut, is it for free or you have to pay some money? For example, after we have some apps here, after creating your project, they put their logo, right, on it. So on CapCut, do they put that logo after creating your project? That is my question. Thank you.
Welcome. CapCut is a free tool. For all videos you record, yeah, the logo can be at the end, but you can always remove that logo. You slide and then click at that point and remove. The reason why those other video editing tools you perhaps may have chosen to use before put the logo is because perhaps they are premium. Now, whereas CapCut allows us to edit videos and publish free without the CapCut video logo, take note that they are premium tools. While I was editing the video, you may have seen that, for example, transitions or captions, or there are tools that you not use for free. Okay, so our video encoding is successful. My brother from Destiny, I didn't get your name, but this is what I was talking about. In case I put a future, let me try to intentionally add a transition which is premium here. Okay, from transitions, I'm going to try to add this transition, but it is premium. Now, the moment I click on export, they will not allow me to export this video because I have used the effect or a feature which is a pro or which requires subscription. while editing your video, please make sure that you resist or you avoid adding features that are premium. But for our projects, like I emphasized yesterday, the free tools are just very sufficient, are very standard to help us come up with a good product. You can only adopt the premium tools at your own, for your own interest. Maybe if the school is willing to sponsor and you want to move to Pro, maybe Canva Pro, CapCut Pro, it's very okay. But for our case, for this competition, even for your practice in creating videos, editing videos, with just the free plan, we are good to go. Let me hope I answer that question. I want to summarize by showing you now how finally we can have that product added to YouTube. Remember, among the tools important yesterday, we put emphasis. So among the tools, we emphasized that under creative multimedia, you have to do good utilization is YouTube. We recommended YouTube for its global or its great accessibility. You know, videos shared via YouTube can be utilized across the entire globe. So whereas there are many video sharing platforms, we want participants to have YouTube channels and want them to add their videos, their creative multimedia on YouTube as a video sharing platform. So to upload videos to YouTube, you need a channel. To have a channel, you just need a Google account. All members on call here who have Google accounts, a Gmail account, have a ability to have a YouTube channel. So to get started normally, you have to, let me try to demonstrate this from Chrome. Please just a second. Okay, let's use this browser because I don't have a channel here. Okay. So for starters, you will navigate to youtube.com. That is the very first step. Now, while you've navigated to youtube.com, on the extreme right, if you're already signed in, there's always an icon here which shows either your profile picture or the initials. If you have a profile picture, it will be here. If you've never added one, then the initials taken from your account will be visible here. So you click on that icon and select View Channel. That is, if at all, you have a channel. But in case you don't have a channel, normally when you click on this icon, among these options you've seen is always create a channel. For my case, I've clicked View Channel because the channel is there. However, you can go ahead to customize because the channel may be present, but for this competition, we want channels to be customized to the club name or the project title for good identification or branding. So for channel customization, we click on Customize Channel. If in case you want to use the phone, then you'll have to download YouTube Studio because on phone, we use YouTube Studio as the app to manage channels. In the browser, YouTube Studio can be accessed just by clicking on View Channel. So what customizations can we add? First is the banner here. You can use Canva to create a banner for your channel. You can upload your logo as a club or as the project title. In any case, the way you've deemed to identify your channel. Very pertinent is the name. Put here your channel name. Maybe this is, maybe let me call this Homeland. Okay, one of the school is Happy Times. And yesterday I had Mr. Musana. I just want to give a demo. So maybe they may want to have a channel for the school or the club. So it's Happy Times, EdTech Club. provide the suitable name here. And then, of course, normally when you put a name, the handle will be created automatically. If it's not automatic, then you can add the handle yourself. And the handle is happy times, and you, okay, and you take club. Okay, you can put a description, a good write-up about the club. Carefully craft one or use AI to generate one. If you have social media handles, you can also add them as links so that people can always have a connection. They can spread the love or look at other social media platforms you do. For logo, you can always just click change here and then upload from your computer a suitable pic. If the same to banner, you can always click upload. Once you've done with the customization, adding all those appropriate settings, click on publish. And boom, that is channel fully customized for your projects, ready for sharing videos. To now begin uploading videos, you always have to consider verifying your channel, because you see the videos you're going to upload to your channel have to be, maybe they can be longer than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Free. If you don't verify your channel, then it means you cannot add longer videos. So where you want to customize your channel, rather you verify your channel, you just go to youtube.com and then put / and select verify. That shortcut can take you to the verification page. Exactly. So for my case, you can see phone number has already been added and my channel has been verified. If your channel is not verified participants, you will not add thumbnails to videos. And also the videos you're going to upload to your channel will always be short, less than 5. Once all that is done, to now begin uploading your videos to YouTube and sharing them with all the respective people, you click on create. Create is when, of course, you're already in the dashboard, or rather YouTube Studio. Once I click on create, there's upload, there's go live, create post. We click on upload video. Again, you should know where your video is. So in my case, I saved it in documents. I go to Edify here, select the suitable folder, choose the video we encoded, and then I click on upload to have the video added. Now, that process can take time depending on how long the video is. So be patient, have a good, suitable internet. When I was taking you through the theory yesterday, I made recommendation. Whenever we upload videos to YouTube, we have to add a catchy title, because you see, when people search for videos, they always use keywords. So you should just putting a good title. If you have challenges writing title, then please consider leveraging AI. Gemini, ChatGPT can really be of good help to carefully help you craft. Maybe I can generate a prompt here, say, hello. Okay. Let me just give a demonstration here. I've logged in ChatGPT. I'm just trying out one. So I'm saying, hello, I recently created a video about how to get started with YouTube. Okay. The video explored various subjects. So you give some prompts, subjects like creating a channel. That was about the video. Adding thumbnails. You can please continue. Then later put a question, so create a suitable title. I can use while uploading the video, uploading the video to YouTube. Then I press enter. You see that prompt, you see ChatGPT can suggest now suitable catchy titles. So you can carefully review those suggestions, identify one which is appealing, copy that title, and then paste it in your section for the title. You can even from the same prompt ask it to suggest a description. Suggest an appropriate description. Somebody has put up the hand. Kasango, please unmute as I write that prompt. Unmute and make it precise, sir. Asan Kasango. So, okay. Finally, I just have to copy this prompt, rather this description YouTube has suggested. No, ChatGPT has suggested. I can put it in Microsoft Word, edit it, or I can bring it, paste it in the description section, and then edit it from here to carefully adjust it to make it suit my preference. If everything is okay, you proceed the part of thumbnail. So from yesterday's session, we created the thumbnail. I can click now, upload thumbnail, go to downloads, because remember we downloaded our thumbnail, click on the thumbnail, and then automatically the thumbnail will be uploaded. So for this demo, I've added a title, added a description, selected the thumbnail. Finally, on this part where detail, the section of details, you need to select your audience. YouTube tailors video for kids to be seen by kids. If you select your video and you select it was made for kids, then when people are searching for videos for kids, it will be optimized for view. And also it is important to select whether video is not for kids so that YouTube can use the algorithm to carefully suggest the videos to people searching. With all those settings, you just click next. We can ignore our video elements today, but it's also important to add cards to your video. For this part, I'll ignore. YouTube will do checking. For this project, we are recommending originality, creativity. Please record your own videos. And once you record your own videos, automatically there will be no appropriate strikes. The copyright, you'll be the content creator. But in case you try to upload videos that are not yours, during the upload, YouTube may automatically detect and tell you video you uploaded has an issue. Or even if you upload and bypass the check later, you can receive a strike. So avoid uploading or using content which is copyrighted without permission. If I click next, the last part, very, very important, is visibility. If you're having videos and you want them to be public, that means people will see those videos on YouTube. When the person goes to YouTube and searches for your channel, you will see your videos where you select public. When you select unlisted, it means it is you alone to share the link with the video, with that person who wants to have the video. So visibility options are very important. For videos that are private, maybe there are still changes you want to, there's maybe a date or the people are supposed to subscribe, or there's something very private with that video, then make it unlisted and then share the link with the person. For our case here, we shall go with public because the video has to be on YouTube, and then just have to click on publish. Because upload is still underway. I'm at 59% because of network. But once the upload is complete, your video will be on YouTube. So participants, that's how we upload videos to YouTube. And while uploading, we recommend that you make sure you have a catchy title, appropriate description, and with good settings. I now believe you will win these exhibitions. You're not coming to compete, but rather you're coming to exhibit. So I want to receive some questions briefly about this session. If you have any question, feel free to put up your hand and then ask for me to clarify accordingly. But otherwise, I'm going to sign out from here. Let me welcome Kawa. Kindly unmute. Kawa Agency, I've asked you to unmute.
All right, yeah, I was having challenges unmuting. Thank you so much, our facilitator, for the session. I think we've done a lot because today's session, there were so many tools to cover. So you have taken us well through a number of them. I liked a lot more about how we can use YouTube, building the community in particular. That's very, very important. And when it comes to judgment, for those who will be going to the final exhibition, usually people check your YouTube channel, the impact you have made. So those who are in media and you intend to present this for the competition or exhibition competition, and of course you will be continuing with your projects even next year. So make sure that you use your YouTube, grow community, continue putting content, and learn more. I like the teachers who are also the patrons who are adding on. So that means so many people have ideas. So such a forum allows us to learn more. But I would like to emphasize a message to the mentors. Our mentors who are going to schools, ensure that you attend these sessions so that you also learn more and be able to support those who have not attended. So we expect that the recording will come. Make sure that we watch it. For those who have missed, even those who have attended, watch the recording again. This content you have learned here, you never know next year or another time, you'll be the facilitator like our colleague has done. So we keep learning. This is the best. I've liked it. Let's see really how we can be able to work together and benefit more. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let us pray. I'm not unmuting. Dear Lord, we thank you for the session today. We pray that whatever we've learned, we'll put it to good use as we join in tomorrow for another session. Be with us. Let us have good network and be reminded to join in on time. We pray all this, believing in Christ Jesus, our Savior. Amen. So guys, till we hear from me again, have a good night. Thank you.